Hello, you amazing, beautiful people, and welcome back to another Beyonce I Am Sasha Fierce reaction video. We're continuing our album journey. Now, I was reading the comments, and you guys were helping me understand a little bit about what this album actually is. So it's a two-part album, I Am being part one, Sasha Fierce being part two. Now, you guys need to remember, this is all a genuine first-time reaction journey we're on here. So if there's things like this, you have to let me know before we get into them, because I'm just Googling and going into things blind. I seriously don't know. So I had no idea this was a two-part album. I didn't know that there was a deluxe version that people wanted me to check out. I asked in my last video and a lot of you answered, so I think I've got this right now. The rest of part one of this album, this is including the deluxe, will be Ave Maria, is that how I say that one? Smash Into You, Satellites, and That's Why You're Beautiful. These will be the last songs on part one across both versions. So we do that, and we've done part one of this album. That's the end of I Am. And then we move on to Sasha Fierce, which I think has 9 songs in total, 17 or something. So we'll do those 9 split into 2 videos, 5 and 4. Is that correct? I'm doing this all based on Google, because even though you guys said make sure you do the deluxe, make sure you do both sides, separate them properly, no one told me what they were. No one said this side features this, this side features this. So I've had to kind of investigate. I think this is right. I don't know. Hopefully it is. So yeah, honestly, I already feel like this is gonna be my favorite album. The songs that we checked out last time were just incredible. And I can't wait for Beyonce to break my heart all over again, so let's do this. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you everyone who shares these reactions. You guys are amazing. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the second part of Beyonce's I Am Sasha Fierce.
She was lost in so many different ways, out in the darkness with no guide. I know the cost of a losing hand there, but for the grace of God, oh,
I was gonna say this feels very I can never think of a better word. Maybe spiritual is the correct way to word it, because saying it feels very religious just seems like the wrong word to use, because it's not the religion aspect I'm highlighting here. It's almost the atmosphere around a performance like that. Like I could imagine Beyonce in a church right now, eyes half closed, standing in front of the microphone and delivering this performance in a setting like that, like an angelic setting.
Heaven on earth, you are my last, my first, and then I hear this voice inside. Ave Maria. Been alone when I'm surrounded by friends. How could the silence be so loud? But I'm
trying to properly analyze what Beyonce is saying here. There's a word I really want to use to describe this, and it's a word I can never think of. It always eludes my mind. The other day I saw a clear sky, a cloudy sky, but there was a break in the sky, and there was the sun just shining through it, and had these beams shining on the ground, and there was a word I wanted to use to describe it. It looked godly, it looked angelic, it looked spiritual, but none of those words were what I wanted to it was the presence of that is what I wanted to describe. There is a word, but I can never think of it. Whenever I ask someone, they never think of it either. But that's what this feels like. But it also feels sad. The first lines being, she knows the cost of a losing hand, and now she's saying she's been alone even when surrounded by friends, and how can the silence be so loud? It feels sad.
Still go home, knowing that I've got you. There's only
voice on this album is insane.
On earth, you are my hunger, my thirst. I always hear this voice inside saying, Ave Maria.
The way she says Maria just breaks you. The way she lingers on every single letter of that word, quivers it, just stretches it out. It is beautiful. I didn't think anyone could ever say that name in such a beautiful way. What a stunning song. Not what I expected at all, but what a beautiful song.
Sometimes love can come and pass you by.
Her voice on this entire album
Busy making plans.
is mind-blowing.
Suddenly hit you and then you realize it's out of your hands. Baby, you got to understand you are my heaven on earth. You are my last, my first. And then I hear this voice inside.
This almost feels like a prayer. Like, to some degree, this feels like a million things. It feels like a love song, like someone struggling through some difficult times, but they're highlighting how important their significant other is in their life. You know, there's this person that no matter how bad my day is, I go home to, they're there, and I can always rely and count on them. But then it also feels very religious, you know, like a lot of references and talking about God and giving yourself over to God and how this sort of makes you feel. And even Ave Maria, like, very religious, and there's that element to it as well. And I don't know, it feels to me like someone going through a difficult time and they're just thinking about what in their life is important to them, what brings them out of this sorrow.
Ave Maria. Ave
I feel like those two words is the most, that's the most beautiful I've heard her voice. 2 words. She sounded like an opera singer. She sounded like she was delivering a sermon in a church. That was stunning. I was enjoying the song. It's very different from your usual Beyonce songs. Very different. But I was enjoying the vocal techniques and the spiritual nature of the song and the heartfelt lyrics and sort of story. But the final 30 seconds of this, where she just repeats 3 times, Ave Maria, is the most beautiful I've ever heard her voice. I want to hear it live. I never imagined Beyonce singing like that. Not that I didn't think she could. It's just not a tone or a style I ever imagined her performing like. I can't believe how amazing her voice is. I can't believe that's her. My word. My word. Maybe divine is the word. Like a divine intervention. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. You know? Something like that. That's what this feels like. Divine. That was outstanding. That was outstanding. I'm gonna write that down. Divine. Absolutely, unbelievably, by every meaning of that word, that was divine. Wow. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. I guess we move on to the next one. What even is this album? What even is this album Beyonce has made here, man? Jeez. Alright, Smash Into You. Wow. Her voice on this album is fucking insane. It's insane. It absolutely is, without a doubt, the best vocals I've heard from Beyonce. And that, I've said that at every album we've done. What, like, it feels like every note is lingered. Every note has a quiver. She just gives every word in every song everything she has. Listen to that note. Oh my God.
I wanna run, and smash into you. I wanna run, and smash into you.
Have these got like heavier? Like more deeper, more emotional. Like, this feels way heavier to listen to than last week. This feels so different. Last week felt different. It felt like a new side of Beyonce I'd never seen before. But these feel different. These feel so different. I never knew someone could make two letters, I and M, sound so freaking beautiful. What is the vocal arrangement on this song? This song sounds so old school. This sounds like something my mum would have put on, like, when I was growing up. Like, we're going out, like, somewhere in the evening. My mum's, like, driving and just chucks this on. This is what this sounds like. I like, this would be on her playlist, this kind of music. This, like, 80s sort of R&B soul. Like, what even is this? What even is this? This sounds insane. This doesn't sound like a song that would come out in the 2000s. This sounds old, beautifully old.
I wanna run.
song that should be in a 70s, 80s romance movie. The end credits rolling, the couple are finally together. They're like hugging and kissing in the rain. And it just says like directed by Floopity Floop, and the credits roll. And this plays.
Down as I watch my feet take turns hitting the ground. I shut.
That fucking roller coaster. That roller coaster. Her vocal arrangement on this is probably the best I've seen on one of her songs. Shut. Like, if anyone's seen the Stealth roller coaster at Fort Park, it's a theme park here in the UK. And it goes straight up and straight down. Boom. She went, saw that roller coaster and went, I'm gonna make 2 words in my song just like this.
I'm in love and I'm racing the earth. I'm soaking your love.
A tiny growl.
Is right in my path and my grasp, and me and you belong. Oh, smash into you. I'm willing to run. Smash into you.
This is fucking gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This is amazing. This is nothing like I ever expected. This whole album has been nuts. I had people in my comment section saying that apparently I Am Sasha Fierce is like not one of her like most loved albums amongst like the Beyonce community, amongst Beehive. Seriously? Really? This is insane. Don't get me wrong, it's very different. Super different from like anything Beyonce we've had up until now. But gosh, is it not beautiful?
Willing to run. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm willing to run. Ooh, 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 ooh. I wanna run and smash into you. I'm willing to run,
I cannot
smash into you.
I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Created by Cheesy Banana. That is an amazing name. Cheesy Banana is the one who put together this lyric video, I guess. Shout out Cheesy Banana. Well done. I can't believe this album. I can't. This is insane. This whole album has been nuts. We're 6 songs in. It is without a doubt her best vocal album. And then some. I feel like I'm listening to Beyonce for the first time in my fucking life listening to this album. I've never heard her sound like this. Like, she's had some amazing songs and awesome vocal performances, but this is another level. This is Beyonce the opera singer. You know, this is ridiculous. Every song is so emotionally impactful. Every song feels like she screamed tears while writing and creating it. Everything feels so personal and heavy to her. It feels like she was at like a really emotional place in her life to create something like this. This just feels out freaking standing. This truly is like one of, not just Beyonce, this is one of the most beautiful vocal albums I've ever heard in my life. And I can't believe this is the same woman who we've been watching on stage smiling and being cheeky and you know, wearing the outfits that literally make our heads explode. And doing dances and saying lines that literally make us swallow our tongues. And this is the same woman? This is the same woman. Every song has put tears in my eyes. There's not a single song I haven't felt like a heavy emotional connection to. Everything has been so stunning. What happened to Beyonce between this album and the last album? How much time passed between the release of those two albums? It feels like a whole new world of Beyonce here. I can't fucking believe this. I can't. What a beautiful song. Really felt retro and old school, bringing all the emotions of like a 70s romance movie to a song in the 2000s, you know? That's like imagining like Jean-Claude Van Damme or something, like cuddling someone in the rain, you know, like the classic romance of that time. Like, it really felt like that. I can't think of any movies. None are coming to mind. Wasn't there a famous Jean-Claude Van Damme one? I don't remember. What's like a good one of that time? I know, like, I'm trying to think of like Grease. Grease ain't a good one at that time. But like, I can't think of it. I'm looking at my phone trying to get some inspiration. I can't think of anything. Oh my god! But this song felt like that. This has been crazy. I can't get over this. There's 2 discs, right? This is all the first disc. What's the second part like? This one's called Satellites. I couldn't find a lyric video to this one, and it seems like quite small compared to the other songs. I wonder why. God damn, man. God damn, what an album. What an album.
Satellites flashing by. It's a beautiful state we're in, but how can we love in isolation?
Can we just take a moment just to look at Beyonce and just all collectively say, wow, like, look at her. Isn't she just freaking beautiful? She is absolutely stunning. She is absolutely stunning. And she is even more beautiful here. Like, she just seems like the sweetest person in the world.
How happy we can be when we just try. We're nothing like we seem. Passionate words are never spoken. You don't know how I bleed when I leave your side. In your eyes, love's alive. We've come untied, 'cause we're flashing by.
I definitely feel like there's a lot of similarities between the 3 songs that we've reacted to today. They've all got the same kind of style of singing from Beyonce. Not in a negative way at all, by the way. But like, it feels like this part of the album is just pure mellow vocals. It almost feels like she could just get rid of the instrumental. It's just her voice. Like, the instrumental is doing nothing. Like, it's not needed. It's all Beyonce. And I feel like if like every song so far, apart from Ave Maria, which felt more, you know, holy, for lack of a better word. This feels very, it feels very like, I just imagine her just closing her eyes in her house, singing to herself, you know? That's what it feels like. Very like it.
Like satellites.
So different.
Satellites. Take all the rules away. How can we live if we don't change? We're always on display. Let's run and hide. And in our eyes, love's alive.
I say in our eyes, love is a lie, but we're always on display. Let's run away. Listen, what was going on in Beyonce's life at this point?
Love's alive. We've come untied, 'cause we're flashing satellites.
We've come untied because we're flashing by like satellites. To me, this song feels like it's about two people in a relationship who just don't have time to give one another. Each day they're just blinking past each other, seeing each other for breakfast, maybe dinner. You know, their lives are so busy that they just don't have any time to give one another. And then they just start falling apart and crumbling because they're just not even a couple anymore. They've come untied like satellites blinking past one another.
Satellites. If we don't communicate, we'll exist in our own space. We have all the love we need while we're apart. I cannot breathe.
God, that quiver. If we don't communicate, will the distance just get wider? You know, are we just gonna break apart? Like, is it just going to keep, like, we need to fix this. We're just drifting away from one another. This image of two objects in space just vanishing away from each other into the darkness around them. Beyonce saying she can't breathe. She needs this person and doesn't know how to fix it. What's the start with just communicating?
Satellites flashing by. Satellites.
It's weird with this. Every Beyonce album reaction I've recorded up until I Am Sasha Fierce, I've been like losing my mind at and going crazy. And we've had like two sides of a coin with Beyonce, you know? We've had her being beautiful and romantic and cheeky and all of these feelings. But with I Am Sasha Fierce, so far, it's been nothing like we've heard before. It's heavy and weighted, and it's pure emotion, and it just feels so different. Every song just feels so important. Every song feels so intimate and so personal to Beyonce. Every single song. I find myself just, I don't know, feeling sad or heartbroken at every song. Beyonce is just crushing me. Like Satellites, this song which just paints a picture of these two people who love each other very much, just slowly drifting away from one another. They're busy and life is taking over and they're not prioritizing each other's feelings, and Beyonce is just sitting there watching this drift happen and wanting it to stop, wanting to change it in any way, and thinking maybe we got to start with communication, we got to do something, and you just paints this perfect image of these people just slowly breaking away from one another. And as Beyonce sings it in this heartbreaking, slow tone, you can't help but feel it. You can't help but be a bit heartbroken by it. But yeah. This whole album, I feel like this entire album I've just listened to with a lump in my throat. Every single song I've pressed play on, I feel like there's no up. We're just all down at the moment. Even the beautiful songs feel somehow sad. It just feels very sad, doesn't it? And it's strange. What a beautifully heartbreaking album this is. We got one more song to check out today. That's Why You're Beautiful. I must admit, I'm kind of worried about this. Every song so far has just kicked my ass.
Down. be cold. Look young 'cause they got soul. That's why they're beautiful. And my heart used to be cold.
Let me just check something here. It sounds a bit different. Let me check something. Hold on. Is this the right version? Does it sound the same on this one? Oh, I'm just going to switch over to a different version. I didn't think so. The audio quality sounded quite bad in that lyric video. We'll have to avoid the lyric video. Yeah, that sounds better.
Look young 'cause they got soul. That's why they're beautiful. And my heart used to be cold. So your hands laid on my soul, baby. And that's why you're beautiful.
Be real. I don't know if I'm feeling this one just yet. It's way too early on to tell, and there's been other Beyonce songs where at the beginning I haven't felt straight away, and then I get really into them. But yeah, this one, like, pacing-wise and everything feels super different. Super different. Even to the last songs.
I'm not wondering why the sky's blue, that's not my business. All I know is I look up and tell myself, be patient, love. That could be us.
There are so many lyrical references to the idea of a perfect relationship. Like, so much like that. This could be us, we're drifting apart, we need to be stronger. So many of the lyrics seem to be, like, alluding to that fact, or that idea of, like, this relationship could be perfect, could be amazing, we could be like this. So many of the songs are, like, different ways of saying that, of, like, mending or improving or establishing a relationship. Weird song, this one. The instrumental, the guitar focus, super bizarre.
Lovers used to make love and die just to give us their piece of the beautiful. Remember when we made love, wasn't it beautiful? Don't ask me why.
This almost feels like Beyonce singing over a Pearl Jam, like, instrumental. Yeah, I'll be honest. For me personally, I feel like there is a big disconnect between the vocals and the instrumental on this. It feels very different. I feel like the instrumental does not match the vocal tone here. I think, like, the last 3 songs we've heard have all been incredibly similar in terms of tone. So much so that they almost feel like they were created in the exact same moment, like all back to back, you know, same feelings, same story, same emotions. Like, they feel very like 3 different songs about one of the same things, right? That's what it really feels like. And this one, I would say, feels the darkest because of its grunge style guitar drum beat as well. It feels very different. This is the most unusual Beyonce song I've heard.
That's blue, that's not my business. I know it's not. Look up and tell myself, be patient, be patient. That could be us. Diamond used to be cold, 'cause they got soul. And my heart used to be cold. So your hands laid on my soul.
I really like the lyrics though, and the sort of metaphor that she's painting here. using diamonds and coal as an example of something that people might perceive as not beautiful, but turning into something that someone sees as the most beautiful thing. But instead of talking about a person, she's using that metaphor to talk about her heart, turning a heart that could be coal into something bright and shining. And this person's done that.
Somebody's gotta stay deep in love. That could be us. That's why we're beautiful. That's why you're
What a journey we have been on today. My word. What a journey. I don't even know how I feel about it. That's the truth. This is very new to me. This is real. This is a different side to Beyonce I have not seen before. The thing is, I feel like last week we got a glimpse at this side of Beyonce, you know? But also not. Like, if I were a boy and Halo, especially Halo, was like very vocally focused, but like powerful songs and beautiful songs. Disappear was less powerful, but still had all that beauty. And even Broken Hearted Girl, I feel like all of those songs really carried that power, that beautiful nature. They really did, right? But then, we go here. Same album, same side, and yet it feels completely different. It feels completely different. We have Smash Into You, which just feels kind of, to be honest, that one actually, I would say, feels like the most romantic out of all the songs. You know, the idea of smashing into you, and, you know, like there's this person that you could just let yourself fall into. You know, like you can let your guard down, let everything down, and you just fall into this person, you know, that you welcome their embrace and you just let yourself fall into them. And the whole point of that song was quite beautiful and very sweet, right? And I feel like you could feel that in Smash Into You. Ave Maria literally felt like a church song. Very religious lyrics, very holy and angelic, and yeah, it really felt like a church song in a really beautiful way. I'm not personally religious, but like I grew up going to a lot of churches. I went to a religious school. I grew up with like religious parents. I say religious. My parents were the kind of other kind of parents that like I don't think are truly religious, but they like to kind of use it as like, you know, a bit of a shield. As no shame, no hate against my parents, by the way. But yeah, they're religious when it's convenient. Like they're that kind of religious. But I went to like a religious school and went to church every Sunday and all that sort of stuff. So I've like, I know what I'm talking about when I say like it felt like a song I could imagine myself like hearing in church, and it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But then we got to Satellites, and That's Why You're Beautiful. And these made me look at Smash Into You a little bit differently, because I feel those three songs all just kind of synchronized. They all feel very similar, very samey, not in a bad way, but very similar, very samey, and yeah, like sad, sorrowful, slow. And although they talk a lot about a relationship, it feels like what's he doing? What's he doing? Let's see what he does. He's thinking about barking because he heard the wind a second ago. I'll go let him out. Hold on, I'll be right back. He's just staring at the wall now. He's like contemplating barking. I've let the grumpy dog out. He is so grumpy. He is so grumpy. He just growls at everything. He is all growl. He's like an old man. He's like grumbly. Yeah, and then yeah, I've lost my train of thought here, but yeah, it did. It made all those songs sort of feel very like very sorrowful and very slow and very solemn, and yeah, I just like kind of felt different. I don't know. I like, yeah, I definitely preferred the last songs we checked out. I thought If I Were a Boy and Halo are the two best songs I've heard from Beyonce. Like, I loved those. They are amazing. I fucking loved them. Disappear and Broken Hearted Girl, I loved as well. Not on the same level, but I absolutely loved. But I'll be honest, like, these ones just kind of broke my heart. Even though their lyrics weren't necessarily sad, like, the way they were sort of presented themselves made me feel sad. Like, they were super slow. The instrumental was very, like, slow as well. And Beyonce felt very, like, it felt, I don't know how to word it, but it just felt very intimate. It really felt like I could imagine walking through a house, opening a door, and just seeing Beyonce sitting at a piano and just singing to herself. And that's what this felt like. It felt like I was intruding on Beyonce's inner thoughts as she's, like, monologuing her emotions, and I'm just listening to her. It felt strange. Yeah. I've never heard Beyonce like this. I think vocally, these 4 songs showcase some of her best vocals ever. Absolutely incredible vocals. I think emotionally, they're just devastating. Really devastating. Wow, yeah. I did not expect this. I did not expect this at all. Doesn't even feel like Beyonce. It just feels like something different. Wow. Next week we move on to then the other half of this album. Wow. Well, I guess that's when my reaction ends. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry if I'm not like as energetic as I usually am. These songs don't really warrant that kind of energy. They're very slow and very emotional, so that's the kind of reaction you're going to get from me. A slow and emotional one. I hope you all enjoyed this reaction. I would say That's Why You're Beautiful. The instrumental really was just surprising. Yeah, really surprising instrumental from Beyonce. I hope you all enjoyed my reaction. Let me know what you thought about this in the comment section down below. And please make sure you support by liking the video and subscribing for more. And I guess that's where this reaction ends. Thank you for watching. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.